Yes, of course. Okay, whatever, dude. I need to locate Matron's insignia. Okay, where's this at?
Watch out.
Shut up, bro. Oh wow, is Rumble finally working? Ooh, oh, I thought this dude was alive. Hey, Rick, appreciate that, man. Thank you. Yeah, I was just wondering because this is I think this is the third time that's happening so far this week. It just started this week, which is weird. But up until a few days ago, it's been working fine. Oh man. Okay, where were we? Whoa, who's that? Yeah, right. Okay. Stream is looking good now on Rumble. Humble in service, noble in spirit. A knight forged not by breath but by deeds, unyielding in battle, steadfast in honor, true to his oath till the very end. Well, I mean, my two-handed's maxed, so can't really level up from that anymore. Oh. Oh, no wait, we went the wrong way. So let's go east. Oh, we were supposed to cross the rock here. I gotcha. The Pride Rock. Okay. So, okay, now we go southeast. Contact. Die, demon. Save point. Nice. Okay, and I believe there's another... Oh, what's this? Oh, this is Shrine of the Bear. 25 max health. Oh, we don't need that. We stacking damage, boys. Okay, here we are. Nice. Okay, so we have 1 point. Oh shit. Oh man. Matrons and sig. Oh, here we are. So it was just right here, huh? Damn. She's dead. She dead. Okay. Let's grab all the food. Okay, I think that's where we drop down. Yeah, okay. Alright, that's it. Yo, son, how's it going, man? I'm gonna try and finish the game tonight. But in order to do that, I might need to skip some side quest. But, yeah, I'm gonna try finishing the game tonight, which is why I started somewhat early. Oh, it did it again. Okay, I think we're back. Yeah, Rumble is having issues right now. I don't know if they're being DDoS, but it's my stream has been skipping in and out for over the past hour. And it's only happening on Rumble. Because I'm multi-streaming across 3 platforms. And Rumble is the only one having issues right now. Okay. So let's go back and turn this quest in. Oh wait, wrong one. Wait, is that the wrong one? Oh, I love this soundtrack. Oh, these are... Yeah, these are... This is the Stone Sleep. And these are These are grave sites. I just noticed that. So each of these statues have flowers and lanterns and cups and whatever, mugs. I just realized, so yeah, that is a stone sleep. And it seems like on each statue, yeah, each one has like some kind of an item placed right next to it. So these are... Oh, that's cool. Oh, right here. Watch this asshole try to stop us again.
Don't get...
Shut up. Ain't nobody want to talk to you, bitch. Okay, boss man. That chick is dead. I found your matron, she's dead.
With our luck, it couldn't have ended any other way. But the totem, was it with her? If so, we can at least name her successor.
Yes, here it is.
Could it be that Mother is finally smiling upon us? Thank you. Feels like seeing the first light of dawn after a night that refused to end. But this isn't the end of our misfortunes. Elspeth, the girl chosen to be the next matron, took her own life today. Threw herself onto the rocks.
Are you sure no one had a hand in this?
Certain. She was well liked. Nobody would have had anything to gain from her death. And I refuse to believe that any Volker would kill their own kin. Especially not a matron-to-be.
What now?
We need a matron. And if she won't name one, I'll have to do it myself. It goes against tradition. But I don't have a choice. Maybe you should check Elspeth's hut. See if she left any notes or hints about who should follow her.
Okay. So we get to decide who the next leader is. I can also show it to Brady. Let's see here. Okay, buddy? Gotta cut down on the grass. I can also show it to Brady. He seems really interested in for some reason. Angsavar asked me to investigate Elspeth's death. Okay. Okay, so we go here. Oh wait, is this where we go behind the mountain? Okay, how do we get there again? Shit, I forgot how to get I forgot how to get there. Okay, not this way. This fucking village, man. Forgot how to get. How do I get there again? Yeah, how do I get there? I found my way there just earlier today. Let's see. Shit, how do I get there, bro? How do I get there? I know there's a way back there. I found my way there just earlier. No. Oh, yeah. Okay. Idiot. Here we are.
It's always a pleasure to see you, fellow outsider. What brings you here today?
I have the totem.
Now that is exciting. But please, the honor should be yours. You're the one who put in all the hard work, after all. I'll be right behind you.
Thanks for asking me to investigate Asfin's death. Okay, so where do we... Excuse me. I finally find the Matron's totem. I can finally see what lies behind the stone doors. What is this? Oh, it's you again. Man, these guys are easy now. I should take some of the potion and return to Bridie. Okay. Those guys are pushovers now.
Oh, you're back. I tried following you, but the door shut right in front of my face.
Yeah, sure they did.
Almost on my nose, to be honest. Maybe I could go in now, but first, I'd rather you just tell me what happened in there.
I fought and killed a Fort-dweller.
A Fort-dweller? Ah, so it's just as I suspected. But why would a Fort-dweller be in what's supposed to be the Temple of Meter?
It has something to do with the potion. What's beyond that door is the main ingredient.
Oh, I see now. According to the Volker legends, the first berserkers were born on the battlefield during the war with the Fordwellers. Mater was supposed to lend them her anger and strength, but maybe the truth is far more visceral. Blood has power. The Druids always knew that. And the blood of a Fordweller must have been the purest weirdness, the purest intent. If you believed it could make you invincible, then that's exactly what it would do.
They were drinking blood. That's disgusting. So it was a Ford dweller. So it was a real Ford dweller, I thought.
Maybe, once. It could have been a captive, brought here by the Dalrita and hidden in the vault. But there's no way it survived for 600 years, being bled over and over again. Nothing could endure that. At least, I hope not. I think it's an apparition of the weirdness. Same with the blood. But with intent that strong, sustained for so long, it's probably indistinguishable from the real thing.
So there is no Mather.
Well, I can't say for certain. Although personally, I don't believe she's truly on Avalon. As for the potion, her wrath isn't really hers. It's born of the weirdness. That's why so many of the Volker still have its traces coursing through their veins. Once someone drinks the potion, it stays with them. But that much weirdness all at once for someone so unprepared? Well, it can't be good for them. No wonder other tribes thought they were madmen. And no wonder there are so few left.
They were drinking blood. That's disgusting. Should we tell?
War is disgusting. Blood, rot, viscera, it's all part of it. What happens in war is never pretty.
Should we tell Angstvar?
You will do with this knowledge what you see fit. Angstvar and I, we've had our differences. I doubt he'd believe me. And honestly, I'm not brave enough to try to convince him. Now, I promised you a reward. I'll give you something he refused, but it might be of some use to you. I've managed to create a recipe for something similar to their potion. It's not as potent, but now that I know what it is, it's far less damaging to the body. Take it. You look like you've still got a long journey ahead of you.
Why did Angbar refuse this potion?
The potion is sacred to the Volker. What I've made isn't. He worried that instead of giving his tribe a new purpose, it would only hasten their decline. And I think he might have been right.
Thank you.
Don't mention it. It's been a pleasure meeting you. I think I'll stay here for a while
This guy
and
was
see
pretty
how
cool.
things unfold. After that, I'll find another mystery to chase. Who knows? Maybe our paths will cross again, fellow traveler in the weirdness. In the meantime, try not to get into too much trouble. Unless it's something interesting.
Yeah, copy that. Appreciate it. Increases magic critical chance by 25 when below 20% max mana. That's such that's such shit, dude. What a garbage effect. Okay, what did he give me? Last year's Battle Rage. Decreases incoming damage by 20% for 30 seconds. That'll be cool. Ice Weaver's Brain. Alright. Well, that's that. Okay, let's see this. Where does this lead us? The Forked Path. Okay, where the hell is Splits? S. When gods speak. Helmi said Tagi was often near the Temple of Matter. I should have a look around there. Okay, let's take a look around here. Ah, so we're back here. It's been happening since last night. Every stream I watch keeps stopping buffering or something. Stops and starts every few seconds. Yeah, I mean, it's like, here I am again. It's, It's been happening since last night. Every stream I watch stopping buffering or something. Yeah, I don't know. It's like their server. They might be getting DDoS. That's my guess. They might be getting DDoS. I don't know. That's my guess. Because my stream looks clean on YouTube. Like it's buttery smooth on YouTube and Kick. So it's just my guess is Rumble's being DDoS right now. I can see from chat. Yeah, what's up, Amikinus? Yeah, it's I'm assuming they might be getting DDoSed. Mic is much better today. Yeah, I tweaked with the settings off stream earlier, so I put it back in my original settings. So glad to hear that at least. How's it going, Squishy? But yeah, it's my guess is that they're being DDoS in Mykonos, and from what Sunstrider said, I think a few other streams are experiencing the same issues as well. Yeah, Rumble has been getting DDoS a lot more recently. Okay, where is this? Where is this thing? I just saw your post on Discord, Squishy. So your guy is really infected, huh? He's infected with the red plague. Oh, dude. This might be a bad idea. Okay, so it's not this cave. Oh, wow. That's a bit of a camouflage. Because you would never suspect that there was a path here. It's kind of camouflaged really well if you just walk down the Okay. Well, I found it. This objective is a tad tricky. Frail.
Blessings.
Is the stream back up for you guys? Who are you? Missed it 10 times. Yeah, this village is the design of this particular village is a bit awkward. Because it's winding roads on a mountaintop. Who are you?
Not Mather, as you've probably guessed. I'm frail.
No
That's
issues.
what they
Okay,
call me
good.
when
So
they
that
cast me
means
out in my tribe. I took refuge here because I thought it best to hide in plain sight. Please, don't turn me in. I'll die out there in the wilderness.
so that means they must have resolved the issues then. Okay, it's smooth on my end now. So appreciate it, Rick. Thank you. If you're still there, thanks for working on it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, Rumble is still having some growing pains, but they have good customer service. Like I just tweeted it out about 40 minutes ago, and then Rick just responded within minutes. Don't turn me in. I'll die out here in the wilderness. First, tell me what you're doing here. The folks won't be happy you're here. First, tell me what you're doing here.
Nothing wrong, I swear. I take some offerings from the altar when no one's looking. But no much. Just enough so nobody notices. Sometimes people come seeking comfort, and some want to hear Mather's voice. I'm no Mather, but I can't turn a blind eye to a suffering soul.
Are we so good? Okay. I'm waving my hand. Waving both my hands. Okay, there's like a 2-second delay, so... Testing, waving my hands again. Yeah, it's a 2-second delay. So the stream on my end, I'm watching my stream right now on my second monitor, and there's no interruptions right now, at least for now. There's about a 2-second delay with my stream on Rumble, so yeah, just try refreshing, guys. The Volca won't be happy you're here.
But you don't look like a Volker to me. I'm no wrong, am I? Perhaps you'll grant me the mercy I won't find among the tribes. I'm no harming anyone here, I swear.
Were you the one speaking to Taigi?
Tige. Such
Tige,
an
that's his name.
good boy. So misunderstood. He'd give his life for his wife. But I doubt she knows that because the poor lad can't get a word in edgeways. Oh, she's always complaining that she'd sacrifice herself to Mather for him. But between you and me, she was never fit to become a princess. Too eager and aggressive. And Tige, he's such an honest man, truly. He could have done better.
Not harming anyone kills a guy. Tige is dead, and it looks like it's all your fault.
What do you mean? Dead? What happened? Oh, I've been so worried about him. He's been gone for so long, but death. Oh, Tige.
Were they fell in a duel against me? Volker thought him a madman hearing voices. No one else wanted to grant him a good death. He fell in a duel against me.
You gave him an honorable death, and that means you have honor. Your mother should be proud of you, even if she's not Dalraita.
So he wasn't insane? He was just talking to you?
I thought I was helping him. He would come to me, talk about his problems with Helmi. I helped him the best I could. I comforted him, like a good mother should. Mather is our mother. I just wanted to help her out. Give that nice boy some hope, in honor of my own children, who now gaze upon Mather's face. My fate is now in your hands. I wouldn't be able to best you in a duel. What is your decision?
Oh, dude. Did we kill this frail... Did we kill this old woman? Not harming anyone kills a guy. Oh, man. It sounds like she sounds really sincere. She didn't do anything wrong. If you promise not to speak to anyone, you can stay here. I don't think she did anything wrong. Actually, If you promise not to speak to anyone again, you can stay here. Yeah, let's... If you promise not to speak to anyone again, you can stay here.
Thank you. Oh, thank Mather. I promise I'll be as quiet as a mouse. No one will hear a word from me. May Mather's light shine over your path.
Yeah, she doesn't sound like she's evil or anything. She just... I think she really just wanted to help Tiggy, or however the hell you pronounce his name. Okay, what does the wifey think? Taggy wasn't mad. There was a woman hiding in the temple. He believed she was the voice of Mather. Tiggy wasn't mad. There was a woman hiding in the temple. He believed she was the voice of Mather.
So my Tega never lost his honor. He was deceived. At least now he can rest in peace. His name no longer stained by madness. Oh, if only I could get my hands on that blasphemous wretch! Tell me, who is she? Have you killed her?
She's been dealt with. You should just move on.
Not like I have much of a choice, do I? At least my Tega got his justice. Thank you, outsider. You've done a great service. May Medar guide you on your journey.
Now, I wonder if this will backfire. A forked path. Okay, what else? What else? What other quests we got here? Omen and Flesh. I need to investigate the area where Erlin saw the Beholder. Okay, let's go over there.
Watch out.
Shut up. Okay. Okay, whatever I'm looking for, it's somewhere around here. It's somewhere here. Perched cave. Oh, what is this? Oh, so it was the cave. Okay. Oh, it's these guys again. Rip Bozo. Okay, let's go down first. Contact. Oh, these guys are beefy. Yeeted. Okay, okay, I think this is the room we came from. That looks like some kind... What is this? Oh wait, who's this? Ivor?
Please, no.
I've done nothing wrong, I beg you, don't kill me. Why does the audio cut out
You
like
must
that?
go soon.
More beholders may be on their way. So I think this is one of the audio bugs that people have been saying, like lines from NPCs just randomly cut off like that. It's been happening quite frequently in Act 3. I think it's only happened once or twice in Act 1 and 2. I don't think it's happened in Act 1 at all, but it's happened once or twice in Act 2. But it's very common in Act 3. Erlen sent me. He saw you watching him one day.
So it was him. I wondered if the man...
Yep, it did again. It just cut off. The man I saw was really Erlen. He's growing
When
around.
I was just a boy.
When I was just a boy, he cast me out. He said I was too frail, and he feared I bring weakness to the Ilfer. An omen made flesh, that's all I was to him. I think the studio could have spent like 6 more months on Act 3 fleshing. Yeah, I agree, dude. At least 4 to 6 months. Yeah, I agree. This game could have spent another 4 to 6 months in the oven. I don't know what made them release it this soon. They're an indie company, right? They're not owned by a publisher. I'm pretty sure it was an indie company that made this. But yeah, I agree. Could have spent more time being developed or in early access. They should have had a number of people They should have had a smaller number of testers to test the entire game, like from Acts 1 through 3. And during early access. And have the remainder just play Act 1. Because Act 3 is full of these I've already clipped through the ground twice. And I'm pretty sure there's more buggy terrain out there. And then there's a shit ton of these audio bugs where the lines just cut off out of nowhere. They're indie, so they may have run out of money. Yo, Rick, we figured out the disconnection issue and fixed it. Yeah, it's a lot smoother now, man. Appreciate that. It's working a lot better now, so whatever you guys did, it worked. Appreciate that, Rick. Thank you. But yeah, they definitely should have spent more time. It's not as bad as I was expecting it. It's not as bad as I was expecting it to be. For one thing, I was expecting Act 3 to be more barren, because for me, Act 2 was more barren compared to Act 3, as far as mob density. A lot of people were saying that Act 3 is worse than Act 2 when it comes to, you know, like just how empty the world map felt. But for me, Act 2 felt the worst out of all 3 acts. Act 2 felt empty. Act 3, not so much. For me, as far as mob density goes from best to worst, it's Act 1, Act 3, and then Act 2. But yeah, this game should have spent another 6 months or so in early access. But, you know, nothing game breaking, it's just, I think it could have been better, for sure. But, you know, like, for a game that's made by a team this small, it's still pretty good. I mean, rough around the edges, but, you know, I think it passed the test for me, personally. I find the combat more fun than the Elder Scrolls game, that's for sure. It's more engaging compared to the Elder Scrolls games. Erland wanted me to kill all the beholders. How in the world did the beholders not kill you? Why were you watching Erland? How in the world did the beholders not kill you?
Can't say for sure.
It did it again. This guy's lines are just bugged.
I guess they see me.
I guess they see me as the same kind of aberration my tribe did, only they view me with curiosity, not fear or violence. How did you come to live among them? How did you come to live among them?
When Erland cast me.
When Erland cast me out, I was still a child, weak.
I didn't get far.
I crawled into the first hole I could find to escape the blizzard. It turned out it led to a whole network of caves.
The beholders found.
The beholders found me and they fed me just like that, so I stayed. Can you tell me more about these creatures?
The tribe told stories.
The tribe told stories, said they were terrifying living war machines, marked by the weirdness and shaped by the Foredwellers.
But I don't think they were.
I don't think they were always like that. All of this guy's lines are bugged. They're intelligent, they communicate with one another, and once I saw one that looked like he was crying. Literally all of this guy's lines are bugged. It just cuts off. Why were you watching Erland?
That day,
the beholders led me to an exit, urged me to go outside.
it was the first time.
It was the first time in years I set a foot on the surface. After some time, I saw Erland looking for something in the snow.
I stared at him.
I stared at him for so long until he noticed me and fled. I went back into hiding too. Didn't you want to go out again?
It's not that simple. The entrance to the cave.
The entrance to that cave only reveals itself with the beholders when the beholders allow it. Otherwise, all you see is bare rock. So the way out was close to you too? Why was I able to enter that cave?
I think that they let...
I think they let you in because they thought you were Erland.
They must have felt what...
They must have felt what I carry for that man and wanted to do something for me. Kill him. So the way out was close to you too?
Yes.
But truth be told, I never really needed to leave.
The beholders brought...
The beholders brought me food and I had access to fresh water.
As strange as it...
As strange as it may sound. Erland wanted me to kill all the beholders.
Please, just go.
I don't want any more bloodshed.
The beholders you encountered...
Beholders you encountered, that wasn't all of them.
More could be coming.
More could be coming soon. Erland would probably want you dead, but I won't do that. You're a threat to the tribe, you will die. I don't know, chat, what do you think? We spared one earlier. Should we kill this one? You're a threat to the tribe. You will die.
I truly hoped...
But I won't be slaughtered like some helpless dog. Rip Bozo. Okay, what did he drop? You have a 10% chance to apply slow one hit. Decreases movement speed multiplied between while you are in combat. That's shit. Okay. Forlorn Gates. Oh, how did I not discover that before? I wish there were more boss mobs around the map. Oh, it's you.
Welcome, outsider. What do you want?
I made it into the cave where I met Ivor. He was the one watching you.
Eivor? But that boy was too weak to survive. It can't be.
That boy survived and lived among beholders all these years. He told me that you cast him away because he was a weak child. He sided with the beholders. I killed him.
Thank Mather. The omen I saw was even more dire, more telling than I feared. A former tribesman descended into darkness and became a wretch. It's good you put an end to it, outsider. Your deed gives me hope for what lies ahead. Perhaps there is still a future for our tribe. Take this as a token of my gratitude. Beware the bad omens.
Warden's Runestone. What does that do? Blocking regenerates 20% of the damage blocked as mana. Does that mean parry? What do I have as relics? Oh, I don't even have a relic. I mean, I do, but I don't have a second relic. I mean. Okay, what else do we have here for quest? Misgivings. I got the Brinodar found for Alma. She should be nearby. Okay. Let's just finish all these side quests and then we can go on with the MSQ again. Combat music. Oh, Alma. Deal's done. I have the brain you were looking for.
You did it! Wonderful! I don't think I need to hear the details of that meeting. What matters is that it's all behind us now. I'm deeply grateful. Here's a reward for your efforts. I'll soon begin my more extensive research on the brain centers of all 4 subjects. Oh, and one more thing. You've proven yourself trustworthy, so you'll find a few special items in my shop now. Perhaps something will catch your interest.
What she got for us? Open shop.
Hope you'll find something useful for your...
What you got? You got spells. Blazing orb. Toxic dart. Frost needle. I was hoping she'd have some recipes. need anything else?
You've already done so much. Thank you for that. That said, there's one more thing you could help me with. The Guild has been trying to get in touch with Dolph Jonkier for a while now. He went missing somewhere in the Forlorn Swords. All I know is that he was supposed to be conducting research in the territory of the Sven tribe. We need to make sure he's safe and sound.
Tell me more about Dolph Jonkier.
He's one of the senior members of the Guild, although I didn't see him much. He spent most of his time working in the field. What's concerning is that he went to the Forlorn Swords alone. He's not familiar with the Dalraita tribes, and the situation in that region is unstable. We just hope nothing bad has happened to him.
I'll do my best to find Dolph.
I appreciate it. Once you find him, ask him to provide a report on his research and bring it back to me. I'll pass it along to the right people. Don't worry, there's nothing suspicious about this. It's standard practice. Every member of the Alchemist Guild is required to submit these reports from time to time.
Okay, roger that.
Until next time.
Locate Dolph Jonkier somewhere near the territory of the Savine tribe. Okay. That is northeast. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Let's just travel there by foot, because why not? It's Yogi. Sorry, Yogi. I feel the mobs in Act 3. I totally agree with you, man. I agree with you again. Yep, they are way too easy. Like, the power scaling in Act 3, like, hugely spikes hugely to your favor. Because... yeah, I totally agree. Like, I wish it was a balance between Act 1 and Act 3. Like, these bears are nothing now. Even the what do you call it? That giant hulking knight dude, the one that only spawns at night. Even that guy's a pushover for me now. Yeah, way too easy. I think it's fine if you have a rock solid build, but it shouldn't be this easy on an optimized build. I think he particularly is. Yeah, like my build, I mean, I made this build. I didn't go to someone's video and just copy like a, you know, like one of those videos where it says most OP builds for Act 3 or whatever. No, I didn't. This is my own build. Like, I just made this build, but like this build I made is really, it's really fucking strong. Like, I'm a two-handed build. I have high crit. I have high speed. My equipment load is light, so I'm basically moving. I'm hitting, like, I have the durability of a tank, but I have the speed of a rogue. I mean, like, going forward, I wasn't even trying to do like a light encumbrance warrior. I was planning on going heavy armor. Or I was expecting to go like heavy encumbrance all the way through, but yeah, it's I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's easy to make a powerful build in this game. And I think the dev should have, you know, like they should have scaled the mobs in Act 3 to like kind of scale up with the character's power along with it, because it goes hugely toward it goes hugely to your favor in Act 3 compared to Act 1. It would be perfect if they could balance it between the difficulty of Act 1 and the and Act 3. I think he particularly is for two-handed due to stamina damage. Yeah, it is. It's really easy to stagger the it's really easy to stagger that big hulking knight dude. Like it is so easy. Like half the time I just one shot these mobs, and if it's not a one shot, it's a 2 or 3 shot. Ooh, iron ore. Dolph's hut. Here we go. There also seems to be no special armor in this act compared to Act 2 and 3. Yeah, it seems like... I think as far as mob questing, as far as questing, mob difficulty, mob density in the world map, loot system, I think Act 1 was its peak. And then it kinda like gradually dwindles down in Act 2 to 3. I mean the questing and the questing and the story is still good in Act 2 and 3, don't get me wrong, but as far as if we're just talking about like the general feel of the game from beginning to end, its peak was definitely in Act 1. Across the board. Which, you know, which kind of sucks because, I mean, The game should be getting better. The game should start good and it gets better once you get towards the end. It shouldn't be the other way around. Everything has no buffs. Yeah. Yeah, like I can definitely see what people say when they say Act 3 feels rushed. It does feel kind of rushed. It really does. Like, you pick up all of this good gear you pick up in the first 2 acts, you know? The best gear should be in Act 3. It shouldn't be in Act 1 because, I mean, this gear set I have is in Act 2. I picked this up in Act 2. But there are still some people out there who use gear in Act 3, like from Act 1. So, yeah. Apparently they're coming up with another giant patch before the end of the week, so maybe tomorrow or sometime this weekend. Dolph Junkier, right? Alma sent me.
That's me. It's true. It's been a while since we last communicated. She must be wondering what's been going on with me. Well, she'll have to forgive me. My current work is far more important than my obligations to the Guild. That might sound arrogant, but it's the truth.
What kind of work?
Kind that could be a breakthrough for humanity's survival on Avalon. Do you really think Camelot can protect Avalon's people from the looming weirdness?
If anyone can do it, it's Camelot. I don't know. It will certainly be difficult. It will certainly be difficult.
Let me tell you this. Camelot cannot protect anyone. Its weakness, corruption, and subservience have doomed it. But the Dariata, they are not inflicted by those flaws. I want to extract the essence of the tribe's nature, the very thing that makes them superior to all other inhabitants of Avalon. I'm certain it holds the key to survival.
What cost are you willing to pay to create this formula?
In the face of the looming catastrophe, should I care about cost? That's nonsense. The time for tallying costs is long behind us. Now we must focus on how to become strong enough to survive, not on the weak, who will perish anyway. Will you help me with this?
No, you sound deranged. Typically you have your best stuff first, then making something to hook people in. Shouldn't drop off like this. Yeah, I agree. Like I mean, I did say that usually stuff should get better, but yeah, you're right. It can also stay good throughout the rest of the game, but you should also find some really good stuff in endgame. I have yet to find something good that even competes with what I have. Like, I haven't seen anything in Act 3 yet that can even be as good as that armor set I picked up in Act 1 when you confront the Duelist Knight. There's nothing in Act 3 that's even as good as that, you know? Like, I've seen, out of all these quest rewards, I have seen nothing that can even compete with the stuff I found in Act 1. Like, there's no weapons that have a... Like the damage scaling, for instance, and the weapons you find in Act 3, they're so weak. At this point in the game, you shouldn't be finding weak weapons that would just scratch the HP of these mobs. I suppose a better way to put it when it comes to mob difficulty as well is the mob should scale up with you, not completely, you know? Well, they should actually scale up with you, yes, on level. But level shouldn't be the only way to determine your power as well. I mean, there's also gear stats and where you spec your skill points. But as far as just levels, I think the mob should scale up with you. It doesn't seem like they do, and if they do, they should definitely buff the mobs. Because the mobs just die so easily. Like I just mow through them now. There's no challenge. Even the bosses, like a heavy attack with my two-handed sword, at least half the time when I heavy attack a boss, it'll take away half of his HP bar. And that's maybe a crit, but I mean, it's still a huge chunk of their HP bar if I can take away 50% of their HP. Hey Jimmy, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate that, bro. Thank you. Welcome, Baldy, bro. How?
To create my formula, I need a substance that acts as... well, I won't get into the details. I need the slime of a giant snail. You can find them here in the
Hey, what's up, Jimmy?
Swords. Of course, you won't get the slime without a fight, but I have a feeling that won't be a problem for you.
I don't want to help you though. You sound like a madman.
Excellent. The sooner you complete this task, the sooner I can get back to work. Remember, what we're doing here will be remembered in Avalon's history.
Do I just have to help him then? Dolph asked me to gather an ingredient for this research. Frost got mucus. You're a baldy now. Yep, welcome. Welcome to the Baldy Bro army. No, but yeah, that said though, I'm definitely gonna finish the game. I'm still enjoying the game overall. I mean, I've gotten this far, I might as well finish it, you know? I think I'm gonna do a few more side quests for sure. I don't think I'm gonna finish all the side quests. I think after 2 or 3 more, I'm probably gonna finish the MSQ. Okay, Dolph asked me to get an ingredient for his research. Frost got mucus. Wait, do I have that? Frost got mucus. Do I have that in my stash? I might have that in my stash. Skill tree, practicality. Fueling fire with other combos is 50% cheaper. Craft arrows. Can craft weapons and armors at a campfire. Crafted items have reduced weight by 1. We'll do that. How do you rate the game overall? At this point, I think I've gotten so far in the game, I think I'd probably give this... I'd probably give it 7 out of 10. I know people keep using the 7. That's like the most common way to rate a game nowadays. Because 7 feels like the safest rating, you know, like it people use 7 out of 10 a lot to say it's good but not great. This game, if Act 3 was more polished, I'd probably give it a 9. Because because in Act 1, I would have, if the entire game was like Act 1, this game would definitely be a 9 out of 10. .5 or 9 out of 10 if this game was like Act 1. But yeah, with all the bugs in Act 3 and how rushed the final act is, I'd probably give it a 7, maybe even a 6.5. No, 6.5 sounds too low. I'd give it a 7. 7 out of 10. That said though, the story is good. The world is full of lore. It's definitely, if you're into the story of these games, it's definitely worth exploring the map because the game has good lore. They can definitely build on the lore. If we're just talking about the story, making a DLC for this game is definitely worth this. Just a story alone, it's definitely worth making a DLC for. The combat's good for a Scrolls-like game. I find it, since I don't have the nostalgia bias that a lot of Elder Scrolls players have, because the first time I finished Skyrim was just a few months ago, so I don't, and I've never played Oblivion or Daggerfall or any of the older Elder Scrolls games, so I don't have that nostalgia bias that most folks have. But as far as combat goes, it's definitely more engaging compared to the Elder Scrolls game for sure, because it's a couple notches off as far as difficulty, and it keeps you more engaged. It's not just beating on a mob and you know, like just waiting for it to die. Especially when you first start, like parrying and dodging is definitely required. But as you progress, the game gets way easier, so it doesn't get nearly as punishing, which is what I was talking about earlier. You know, the game gets way easier as you progress to the final act. Right now, it's just stupid easy. Like I'm 1 to 3 shotting everything. Bosses are a pushover as well. But, you know, hopefully they fix that. That said though, it's not a terrible game. It's a good game. It's definitely worth the $40. Okay. The hidden hand. Okay, I need to find more of these mucuses. Oh yeah. Okay, now how do we go over there? How do we go over here? Let's see. North or east? Oh. Okay, it's definitely not here. How do I even get there? Is there anything behind here? No, that is like a drop. That is like a death drop. Maybe it's to the cave? Forgotten Hall. Let's see what's in the Forgotten Hall. You're just gonna finish a side quest? Yeah, I think I'm the same way, dude. Yeah, the side quest, like, I'll be honest. Act 3 was a little bit of a disappointment for me. It kind of just fell off, like maybe second, halfway through Act 2, it kind of fell off a bit. And I felt that. Yeah, I might just do the main story quest as well. Let's see. Divided we fall. Oh wait, I still need to convince the Volker tribe. Okay, yeah, I still need to convince the Volker tribe. Shit. You mentioned Act 3 was rushed earlier, so I expected it. But if the whole game was this, it's a 4 out of 10. Would have been an 8 for me. Act 3 was the same as Act 2. Yeah, I think the peak of the game was Act 1, honestly. For me, Act 2 was the worst. It fell off in Act 2. Like, I was disappointed with how barren Act 2 was. Like, I had the most fun with this game in Act In Act 1.
Yes? Who have you managed to convince? How did you manage to convince the Twyde tribe? They've always kept to themselves, no matter the hardships we faced. You've done the impossible, and I want to give you an artifact the Twyde tribe once guarded. Here, a part to the king's armor they were tasked with guarding. It will aid you as you face the challenges of the king's threat.
Stoner of the Ulford tribe will attend the meeting.
You have no idea how glad I am that the threat of Tryggve has passed, and that they've managed to appoint a new chieftain. The members of the Ulfred tribe are always the first to fight. Their strength and endurance are unmatched. Without them, we could forget about any real war effort, especially against Camelot. So, allow me to offer you a gift in thanks for aiding their tribe. A unique piece of our king's armor, forged by Ulfr himself, the very forefather they take their name from.
Oh wait, I actually get King Arthur's armor. When damage is taken, physical damage, spell power, attack speed, and critical chance increased by 5%. This effect disappears after 5 seconds from last hit. You deal increased damage to 4 dweller enemies. Oh, so I need 6 spirituality as well.
Yes?
So I still need to convince the 2 other tribes, so I still gotta do the quest. Okay, so which one of my quests? Was it the Fork Path? Thanks for asking me to investigate Elspeth's deaths. Can I just finish the main story from here? Let's see if I can just finish the main story from here. The King's Threat. Okay, what's in store for us here, chat? Oh yeah, I remember entering this place. I killed this guy. Yeah, watch how easy these guys go down. These guys are no contest for me now. Whoa. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. Giant club. Wait, this guy was dual wielding 2 shields? You know what? I don't even need this. Let's put some weapon buffs on. Let's put some flame resin on. Let's put some lifesteal on as well. Attack speed. No, let's put some attack speed. Let's put some lifesteal and yeah, I think that's good for now. Okay, so Crimson Creeper. Bro, I just emptied his stamina bar. Yeah, you see how easy these mobs are now? These bosses are pushovers. Oh damn, where do I go from here? Well, hello there, Ford Motor War. Oh, he does have 2 shields. My life leech is so insane. I don't even need potions anymore because my life leech is so insanely good. Man, check out that stagger damage. Haven't popped a heal potion in a while. Yeah, same here. All of that said, though, this is not a bad game. I'm not saying that, chat. It's just they could have gone they could have done this a lot better. I mean, this is this company's first game, so you know I can't really blame them because they're still a bit inexperienced. But hopefully, with future patches and fixes, they can definitely improve upon it. Oh shit, what the hell? Oh wow. Okay, so this is a interesting encounter right here. Finally a challenge. Okay. Oh, they actually put up a bit of a fight there. I actually had to use two consumables there. Oh, we got a major big dude here. Wait, was there another guy here? Okay, so we were already here. Okay, so we gotta fight that big giant now. That giant looked bigger than the other ones. That super big boy here. Oh wait, this is his crown. Arthur's memory. What's this about? I can enter the King's Threat dungeon and get the crown.
I am his burden, the man beneath the myth.
Bind the soul to the stone.
I am the face that time forgot, the name that was never enough.
They could have definitely made that dungeon way harder. Okay, let's see what really happened.
First, you used these people to win yourself a kingdom, and now you herded them here under threat of being stomped to death by giants if they leave or disobey. After all that they've gone through, all that they've done, all that they've suffered, this is how you intend to repay them?
No kingdom will stand with people like them within its borders. They would have to change their ways. The Del Rita are not ready for this. You know this.
You did worse than all of them combined, and you are the one responsible for all they've done so far. They fought for your name and under your banners. Does this mean you're not fit to be a king? Not ready to have a kingdom?
I left the heritage of Pendragon behind me. I severed the ties between myself and my tribe. I lost all that tied me to the past when I became king. I set a new path for myself. They are not ready to do that.
Bullshit! You forced them to go against their sacred traditions. You destroyed their identities. They betrayed their comrades because you ordered them to. They kidnapped the children of the giants because you told them to do it. Everything they did was so that you could win this war. And now what? You're going to punish them for being your best, fiercest soldiers, most loyal of your men?
This is not...
Oh, stop with your excuses already. You broke them, and now you're abandoning them to starve or freeze to death in these damned lands.
This kingdom needs to be built on peace, Caradoc. Letting them live among merchants, lords, and ladies in Camelot or Timberwall. How would that go?
Exactly as anyone would expect it to go.
So we would end up with a civil war. Right after we won the war that almost annihilated us all.
Oh, damn you. I've had enough. I stood by you through everything. Even what you did to me. To Seawall. I let it all slide. I told myself it was for something. For a noble cause. But this is where I draw the line. I renounce my oaths, and I'm walking away. Put a blade in my back if that helps you sleep. I don't care. Not anymore.
Oh boy.
Now I remember it all. I left the best of my people here. I betrayed their loyalty. And for what? Everything. This land, it had a glorious past. But it has no future. There is no way to save it.
You know what? Maybe I should have sided with Caradoc in the beginning. Maybe it was a mistake to help Arthur. You were really unfair to the Dalriada. Yep, he was. Sorry.
I know. I see it now. And it was my decision that cost them the ability to grow and change. I may have been right about the diagnosis. Now I see I could have been wrong about the cure. The tribes helped us win the war. They were fearless and followed every order. They were the most loyal of all. But I left them broken. And after the war, their bloodlust was insatiable. I had to do something. This felt like the only choice.
What was that about the Pendragons?
I come from the Pendragon bloodline. A heritage drenched in as much blood as that of the Del Rita. A heritage that pillaged and fought in the homelands for longer than anyone can remember. And unable to build anything that withstood the test of time. I decided to leave it behind me when we won the war against the Four Dwellers, and built our kingdom on Avalon on stronger foundations. Now we've seen that my bloodline must have been cursed.
What was that about the giant's children?
The giants sided with our enemy. We had to find a way to remove them from the equation. So, under cover of night, the tribes stole their children. I told the giants their offspring were our hostages.
Bro, that's so
and
fucked
that
up.
we would slaughter them if they refused to bend the knee.
Dude, Arthur, what the fuck?
One of the most humiliating moments of that whole war. Both for me and for the Del Rita.
I didn't expect Caradoc to care about something.
Caradoc had the clearest eyes of any of us. He saw things for what they were. And I think I destroyed that. Destroyed him with all I did. I turned him into this. And now he's only a shadow of the man I once knew. He used to carry hope. Now all he carries is vengeance. There's nothing left. Nothing worth saving. Nothing worth rebuilding. I gave everything I had to this land. My blood, my soul, my name. And the land devoured it all. I betrayed the ones who believed in me. I cut down the men who fought for me. I turned away from my own blood to build something better. And all I built was another ruin. I thought I was forging a future. I was just extending the fall.
So the crown, what do we do about the crown? What do we do about the giants?
Do what you want. There's nothing about this land that I recognize anymore. All I've ever done got turned into dust, corrupted against my intentions, destroyed. Why bother?
Dude, I never would have expected King Arthur to have self-pity like that. There's gotta be an ending where he... There's gotta be an ending where he... Yeah, there's gotta be a good ending to this. There's 15 different endings. There's gotta be a good ending to this. You just... there's just a certain amount of choices that you need to make. Obviously, I chose one of the worst endings that you could get because... Like... King Arthur just basically just gave up towards the end. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I messed everything up. I give up. That's it. Screw it.
Once and future king, you return. Speak your will through the mortal you now inhabit. Is it time for us to awaken?
I think this is setting up for a redemption arc. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know if this is the end of the game or not. I mean, if there's more to the game after you get all the pieces, then yeah, there could be a redemption arc, but if it's the end, once you collect all the pieces, because... I don't know, because I don't know how the main story ends. Like, does the main story end after you get all of his armor pieces and then you help him regain his entire memory? Which it seems like he did. I mean, he remembers everything now. Or is the end of the game conclude, or does the story conclude when you decide what happens to Camelot and the rebellion that you built up in Avalon? Still need to beat the weirdness? Yeah, that's true. And there's also the question of Camelot and the war between the Dalriada. I order you to march on Camelot. You will lead the Dalriada tribes. I order you to bring order to the forlorn swords. You must suppress the Dalriada's thirst for war. It's time for you to rest. You may sleep forever. You know what? Let's just tell him to march on Camelot. Screw it. Arthur just gave up. He's like, fuck it. I don't care anymore. Let's just wage war on Camelot. I order you to march on Camelot, the Dalriada tribes.
The Dalrida have long been our allies. Through their eyes, we have watched your kingdom fall into corruption. Camelot will fall. Your will shall be done.
Oh shit. So what happens now? Caradoc told me our last meeting place will be at the Charred Conclave. Okay. So we gotta meet with Caradoc. But yeah, there's the question of the weirdness. I still haven't... I mean, I don't know if I still need to do this. Divided we fall, like... Because I need 2 more tribes to partake in the moot. And the purpose of the moot is to, like, gather up an army to take on Camelot. But it looks like the giants are already to march on Camelot, so I don't know if Divided We Fall is still... We haven't failed it yet, though. But yeah, there is still the question of the weirdness for sure. I don't know how that'll,
We are ready to begin the moot. We were only waiting for your return, once and future king. You were strong enough to walk the king's thread, and you conquered it. What is your will, my king? What decision have you made regarding the giants?
The giants will support your war. They will lead the Dalriada tribes against Camelot.
Glory be to you, once and future king. Fame and honor to you for all time. Thanks to you, Camelot will fall, and with it, the dead laws and the suppression of the Dalriada tribes. Thank you, my king, for your intervention. I, the voice of the Dalriada tribes, accept your decision with humility and gratitude. Yes? Who?
So be it.
March on Camelot and the giants shall clear the path for us.
My plans to rebuild the tribe must wait. But perhaps the Thoid scattered across the land will join our march. I only hope that many of us return home safely. Without Thoid blood, rebuilding a tribe as strong as we once were will be no easy task.
So we're preparing for war. It's not the solution. I would have supported that the moot had taken place under normal circumstances. But seeing the state we are in, I don't have much choice. So it would be a shame to waste such an opportunity. The Ulfred tribe would have never forgiven me if I'd held the Dalriada back from open war with Camelot, especially with the giants at our side. Where's the Charred Conclave? Shard Conclave is apparently in Kuanok. My campfire's still up here. There it is. Oh, it's right by the Wicker Man. Yeah, look how barren Act 2 is. It's just so empty. Like this entire region of the map, there's hardly anything here except at nighttime, when the weirdness takes over. Like this is almost half of the map. This entire area right here is so barren of mobs. I mean, even at nighttime, there's almost nothing. I mean, there's a faraway thing right there. And then there's the terrain, there's a buggy terrain clipping. Shit.
So, you finally made it. Took you long enough. I hope you're ready, because this is it. The beginning of the end.
You've been waiting for me?
Philosophically, not you specifically, but someone like you. Literally. Yes, and I was getting quite bored with the wait.
What is this place?
This is the Charred Conclave, a graveyard for druids, burned alive as scapegoats for the Red Death. It's a reminder of what happens when people fear what they don't understand.
I'd like to know more about the Charred Conclave. The Druids were scapegoat. What did they do?
They spoke out. They should have stayed silent, kept to their herbs and potions, but they didn't. They believed their ancient knowledge, ugly and painful truths from times long past, could save Avalon from the plague. And maybe they were right. But people don't want the truth when it's covered in blood.
Ugly and painful truth, what do you mean?
Cruel rituals, sacrifices, hard choices in search of real results. They called it wisdom, knowledge gleaned from the weirdness itself. But to the people, everything they did was unnatural, costly, and frightening. The druids believed their results would justify the costs. They thought Avalon would see them as saviors. But the people didn't understand, and fear turned to fire.
So the Druids were punished for trying to help?
Well, the Red Church and their politicians made sure of that. The druids became a convenient enemy, a way to shift the blame and tighten their grip on power. It's always so simple, so banal, isn't it?
I saw the graveyard above. Where are we right now?
Well, death doesn't always mean an ending. It was a sacrifice so costly, so cruel, so pointless, that it tore a rift in the fabric of this world. An ultimate wound. And so you're the closest you'll ever come to seeing the true shape of this world.
What can I expect?
Well, first, you're going to meet my former employer. We don't see eye to eye anymore, but we both realize that our collaboration yields results, as shown by you being here. He'll try to sugarcoat the hard truths I've been telling you from the beginning, spin them differently. Never mind. Why waste time here talking about it when you're just a step from the end? It's best if you just go forth and see for yourself.
I'll go.
Just remember, this is the point of no return. Once you step through, there's no going back. But if you've come this far, I suppose you already knew that. Go on. He's waiting for you.
Let's hard save here.
At last we meet. I've heard much about you. Your choices, your determination. Caradoc isn't easily impressed, but he was impressed with you. Few dare to seek the truth buried in Avalon shadows. Fewer still make it this far. I was the first. Caradoc followed when my brethren burned and the tear opened. And now, here you are. A truly rare and joyful occasion.
Who are you?
Oh, forgive my lack of manners. I am Orin, the last apprentice of Merlin, and the last archdruid of Avalon. I've carried the weight of this land's secrets longer than I care to admit. But names mean little. What matters is the task before us.
What is this place?
What lingers here? It's older than Avalon. Older than anything we know. What you see is the beginning of weirdness itself. Its purest form. Raw potential. Unshaped by anything but its lack of boundaries and limits. Beautiful, isn't it?
What do you want from me?
Oh, precisely the opposite of what Caradoc wants. I want you to help me resurrect King Arthur. Properly this time.
So he wants me to... So he wants to kill him properly, and you want to resurrect him properly?
Ridiculous, I know. But yes, that's what it boils down to. At some point, we stopped seeing eye to eye and chose different paths. Ultimately, though, both our paths led to you.
Me, how?
Yes, please let me explain. By the end of his life, Arthur became obsessed with his legacy. He left mementos, artifacts that embodied the virtues he wanted Avalon to preserve. Excalibur, a symbol of loyalty and sacrifice. The crown of Pendragon, a beacon of courage and resilience. The shield of Palamedes, wisdom and independence. But Merlin and the others didn't believe that would be enough. The memory of war and the fragility of peace was still too fresh. So they acted. When the king died, his soul wasn't allowed to move on. It was shattered, bound to those artifacts. A clever solution, but ultimately flawed.
Why would they divide the king's soul?
They feared losing what Arthur represented more than losing Arthur himself. They thought the king's essence would endure if bound to his relics.
I see. What was flawed about it?
You can't pick and choose with a soul, but that's exactly what Merlin did. He focused on 3 parts of Arthur: his strength, wisdom, and courage. He left out 2 pieces. One, tainted by the Four Dwellers' magic, was deemed too dangerous. The other was his humanity, the most fragile part. Merlin thought compassion and doubt were weaknesses, unfit for a king. Without them, Arthur became hollow. A king with power, but no heart. That way, Avalon's greatest failure was born.
Wait. Yo, son. Did anyone try to resurrect Arthur as a whole then?
I tried. And I found his humanity. It's here, bound, kept safe. But the Four Dwellers' aspects was left to drift, untethered between worlds. Finding it needed more than magic. It needed someone like you.
Me?
The horrors you endured on that island gave you something no one else has. You can move through the weirdness, touch it, and return whole. That's why you found the king's soul, bound it to yourself, and came back.
You're saying all that, everything I went through was all part of your plan? So I'm just another experiment to you, like the ones on that island. So you're saying all that, everything I went through was all part of your plan?
You flatter me. No, I couldn't have predicted all of that. I merely nudged the Red Church in the right direction, and asked Caradoc to assist where I couldn't. I can see you're still doubting me.
What's your endgame?
I want to bring back our king, whole and complete. I want him to lead again and safeguard Avalon's future.
What if this resurrection fails again?
It won't. This time, Arthur will be whole. A king must be more than power. He must be human. That balance is what will save Avalon.
Why do you want this so much?
Because I've seen what happens without him. Weirdness preys on the weak, and the people are too divided to stand against it alone. Arthur is their only hope. Ever they're left without him, without guidance, Chaos takes hold. Division festers. You've seen it during your journeys. If things continue this way, Avalon will tear itself apart long before weirdness finishes the job.
Even if his hold, what if the people won't follow him?
They will follow him. That's what people do. When weirdness comes to their doorstep, they'll beg for a savior. And Arthur will answer the call. Help me bring the king back, whole and complete. That's all I ask of you. Now you need to go further. I made my case. Please keep in mind what I told you. This is the only way for Avalon to survive.
He has an awful lot of faith in Arthur. So, I'm kind of confused in what he said there. So, apparently there's 5 complete portions of Arthur's soul. We've only collected 3. Merlin apparently hid the other 2. Am I getting that right? Did I misinterpret that portion of his dialogue? Is Merlin the baddie? It seems like it. Because remember, Merlin was the one that did experiments on Caradoc and what's his name? Seafair or Seabed, whatever the hell his name is. 2 of Arthur's lieutenants.
I was there when it all began, when Arthur first set foot on Avalon. I was a knight in his army. We believed in him, in his dream, in his kingdom. And for a while, it was glorious. Every battle felt like a step closer to peace. Every sacrifice justified by the dream we shared. But then came the cost. The war crimes, the impossible decisions, the massacres, slaughters, and irrational cruelty. We turned from knights into butchers, all because his dream demanded it of us. At first I told myself it was necessary, that it was the price of building something great. But the longer it went on, the harder it was to believe. That's when I realized Arthur wasn't a god, a savior, or a king. He was just another man, no different from the rest of us. And no man should have the power to demand such sacrifices.
And you want to kill him once and for all. I've heard that before.
But do you understand why I want it so much?
Because you hate what you've become?
I'd like to believe that after 600 years I've moved past pettiness.
600 years? Damn.
People thought, and still think, that he was more than human. But he wasn't. He made mistakes, just like any man. And the cost of those mistakes was always paid for by others. I've seen what happens when people cling to kings and myths. They wait, they follow, they waste their lives on promises that never meant anything. But that's not my problem. I'm not here to fix Avalon or to free anyone. What comes after doesn't matter. Let it all burn, let it rot, let it rebuild. I won't be here to see it.
Even if you destroy Arthur, the Round Table can just crown someone new, replace him. You think the people can stand on their own against the weirdness, the monsters? You want people to face adversity without guidance, leadership. Isn't that just chaos waiting to happen? And what if your way leads directly to people's fall and demise? I still want to believe Arthur can be redeemed. I'm still confused though by what that guy said, the druid, the archdruid. Like, did I misinterpret that part? Like, did Arthur somehow lose 2 portions of his soul? His humanity, somewhere along the way? Was that Merlin's doing? You want people to face adversity without guidance and leadership? Isn't that just chaos waiting to happen?
Call it chaos, call it freedom, I don't care. Let them rise, let them fall. Let them tear each other apart. I just want to watch it all come down. To see the last lie collapse under its own weight. What comes after? That's for the ones still standing to figure out.
That sounds kind of... That sounds a bit psychotic. You think people can stand on their own against the weirdness, the monsters?
Let them stand, let them fall. It's not my concern. If the weirdness takes them, so be it.
Yeah, I'm not
At
willing.
least it won't be another
I'm not going to accept that
failure.
answer.
Another lie propping up a dying world. It'll just be what it is.
Even if you destroy Arthur, the Round Table can just crown someone new, replace him.
Arthur's the only myth that still holds weight. And when he's gone, the rest will rot with him. A puppet king, another empty throne, none of it will last. Maybe they'll keep pretending for a while. Maybe they won't.
And what if your way leads directly to people's fall and demise?
Then let it. If this world can't stand without a dead king propping it up, maybe it deserves to fall. I've lived longer than any man should, seen more than anyone should ever bear. And I've waited centuries for this moment, this chance, to end it all, to end him.
This sounds more like a personal grudge than him wanting to do than it for being like for the greater good. I really think he just hates what Arthur made him do. And I really have a feeling that something happened to Arthur along the way. And I think it's all Merlin's doing. Orin made the case that people need Arthur, that they can't face the weirdness alone. Orin believes the resurrection will be different. He says it's the only way to save Avalon. Orin believes the resurrection will be different. He said it's the only way to save Avalon.
Orin's a druid. That's what they do. They believe. They believe in myths, in symbols, and some of them believe in saving Avalon.
You don't believe that Avalon can be saved? You don't believe it's worth saving?
I don't believe it's my decision to make. Not Orin's, not Arthur's, not mine. I've watched this cycle turn too many times. I have no stake in what comes after, only in making sure this nightmare finally ends. We were fools to tamper with forces we didn't understand. Resurrecting Arthur, infusing him with powers of the weirdness. We didn't just bend the natural laws, we shattered them. Such violations of nature's order cannot go unanswered. The bill comes due, sooner or later. Always. This cannot be allowed to continue. Listen, it's taken longer than I ever imagined, but now, here we are. You've done what no one else could, what even I couldn't do. You've brought Arthur's soul back together. almost complete, but not quite. And because of you, I can finally finish what I started centuries ago. So, thank you for bringing us to this moment. You're close now. Just one more step. The last fragment of Arthur's soul is waiting for you. Complete what you came here for. And then, we'll meet again. As allies, or as enemies. That's up to you. Go. Find the last piece, and let's end this. Whatever comes next, I'll be ready. I hope you will be too.
Well, okay. Where are we? Is this... Did we travel back in time? Hob.
You've come. The one who carries what's left of me.
Wait.
Please, don't come any closer. Don't force me to think about coming back again. Just let me finally die.
Is this the same guy that we met in the asylum? Didn't expect that. Why do you want to die?
Because I've had enough. Enough of being torn apart and stitched back together. Enough of being used, shaped, and forced to be something I'm not. Do you know what it is like to be a king of nothing? To see the people you swore to protect suffer because of your choices? Or worse, in your name. I've seen towns burnt to the ground, families destroyed, all because someone thought it would serve the greater good. And they called it loyalty. They called it justice. I've been dragged through every dream, every lie they've built around me. And I'm tired. Tired of the weight, of the expectations, of all of it. And most of all, I'm tired of failing.
Oh, wait. Is this Arthur's final piece of his soul? This is his humanity, isn't it? Yeah, this has got to be Arthur's humanity. Hob. What about Orin? He's trying to bring you back whole this time. What is it in death that you want?
I want release. I want to stop being a tool in their endless struggle. Kill me. Destroy the last piece of me and use the energy however you wish. Take it yourself and become the new king. Give it to someone else. I don't care. Just don't let me come back again.
What about Orin? He's trying to bring you back whole this time.
Orin wants a king, not me. He doesn't see the broken man behind the myth. He sees a symbol, a weapon, to wield against the weirdness. But symbols aren't people. They're empty. And the more they're used, the more they hollow out the one who carries them. That's all I've ever been to Orin and the Druids. Do you know what it's like to be a weapon? To be forged, sharpened, and thrown at every problem?
And Caradoc, he wants to destroy you forever.
He thinks ending me will free Avalon. But what then? Without an idea, a light to guide them, they'll stumble, lose their way, and turn on each other. People always seek something to follow, something to believe in. Take that away, and they'll tear each other apart trying to find it. Or worse, build something even
Yeah, that is so true.
in its place. Let me die. Not as Arthur, not as the king, just as a simple, normal human being.
Yeah, this is it. This is the final piece of his soul. This is his humanity. You're the human part of Arthur's soul. Without you, he can't be whole. Don't you care what happens next with your kingdom? You've been through a lot, but there has to be another way that doesn't involve your ultimate death. You're the human part of Arthur's soul. Without you, he can't be whole.
Isn't that what you've been doing all along? Carrying what's left of him? You've already taken up the humanity I was meant to.
I mean, that's also true what he just said.
Doesn't that prove Arthur doesn't need me anymore?
Yeah, he's got a point. You've been through a lot, but there has to be another way that doesn't involve your ultimate death.
Another way? There's always another way, isn't there? Another cycle, another resurrection, another lie to keep the world spinning. But please, not for me. Not anymore. I've had enough. I don't want another chance.
Yeah, true, Squishy.
I want this to be over.
Don't you care what happens next with your kingdom?
I don't care. Do you know how freeing that is? To finally not care what happens next? Whether Orin gets his king or Caradoc gets his ruin? To not feel the burden of all my failures? To not see my memory tarnished? My plans, goals, and ambitions dragged through the mud? To not see the suffering my name causes? No more deaths in my shadow. No more kingdoms built on my bones. Do what you think is right. That's all I can tell you. Because whatever you decide, it will finally be your choice. Not mine. Not theirs. And that's the only thing I've ever wanted. You hold the choice. I don't care who you side with. Orin, Caradoc, or no one at all. You have all of my soul. Use it. Take it for yourself. Or give it to someone else. I don't even want to know. Do what you will with it. Just let me go. Let me finally rest. Let me die. Please.
Damn, dude. I guess we can just... I mean, if it's possible, I can just be king, right? He just wants to rest. He just wants to live in peace, or just die in peace now.
Let me go.
Help me bring the king back, whole and complete. That's all I ask of you. Now you need to go further. I made my case. Please keep in mind what I told you. This is the only way for Avalon to survive.
Go on. He's waiting for you.
Let me go. Let me finally rest.
Okay.
You carried a dying king across the bones of a dying world. Now you stand before what started it all. An idea. I am the reason there must be an ending. I do not guide. I do not judge. I exist so that something can be chosen. I do not offer meaning. I require that one be made. You have brought all things to their conclusion. Now, decide what must remain. Choose, and let the shape of the world follow.
Oh shit. This is it. What if I choose Orin's path?
You will vanish into the story you chose to restore.
What if I choose Caradoc's path?
You will break the frame, and what follows will not remember you.
What if I take the King's soul for myself?
You will be seen. You will be followed. You will be blamed.
What if I give the King's soul to someone else?
You will shape the world to become its witness.
Oh shit, dude. Okay, here we go. This will determine how the game ends. So, I think following Caradoc is out of the question right now. I do not want to kill Arthur. So it's either I'm deciding between giving Arthur a redemption arc, and to do that we follow Orin. Or I could just take the King's soul for myself. But I am curious what would happen if we give the soul to someone else. Let's check. What I'm thinking about giving the soul to someone else.
Who do you have in mind?
Oh wow, so we get to choose between these guys. Maggot? Oh. One Eye, Vane. Ah, so these are the different endings. There's probably more to this list too. I see. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm missing 4 choices. That's probably because I didn't do all the side quests. So I'm still missing 4 choices from picking like another candidate. Oh boy, so I gotta decide how to end this right now. I'm leaning towards giving the soul for myself. What do you think, chat? I'll take it for myself.
Then the idea shall be claimed, its shape worn, its burden made yours. But first, you have to bring silence to what refuses to be forgotten.
If this is what you want, then take it, my friend. But promise me you will learn from my mistakes.
No, I won't let this happen. Not again.
You think any other human could wield this power? I endured 600 years of pain, of suffering, of loneliness.
I think either yourself or Orin.
I
Yeah.
made the sacrifices, me! And now you think you can take it from me? The hubris.
Oh, I get to fight King Arthur himself?
No. I reject your claim. I will reforge Avalon. Perfect this time.
Whoa! Arthur ain't no joke.
Help me. Now, I met this.
Go on.
You carry. I do now. You. Then the idea shall be clear. But first,
If this is what you want, then take it, my friend.
Since there's a save file right there, we can probably check out all the endings. Rip. Oh, we can't save right here.
You think any other...
You took Arthur's power for yourself. Whatever drove you, need, ambition, or will alone, the strength of a king was now yours to command. Maybe you weren't ready. Maybe nobody ever is. But you decided to try. It's a heavy thing, trying to do right where others have failed. Still, you stepped forward, carrying the soul and every choice that brought you here. You ruled not as Arthur reborn, but as yourself, flawed, resolute, untested. Avalon changed beneath your hand, and history will decide what that truly meant. With One Eye and Captain Brandon working side by side, the South found a peace it hadn't known in years. The roads stayed open, the fields were guarded, and the people finally felt safe. No longer bound to Camelot or the Knights of the Round Table, it became a land ruled by its own people on its own terms. Because of you, the men here remained and the Kuanact endured, not just as a place, but as a legacy of quiet defiance and hope. Lord Yvain was remembered as a hero who gathered the wise and set out in search of the Grail, while Kuanact stood as a peaceful haven amid the weirdness. You awakened the giants, and with them at their side, the Dal Rita conquered Camelot.
Damn.
As the capital fell, the customs of the tribes spread across Avalon. Not everyone welcomed them, but the change had already taken root. Firgas was named the new Galahad the Loyal. With One Eye and Brendan backed by the Dal Rita the Forlorn Swords, he saw that the South's alliance was strong enough to stand on its own. He urged Camelot to leave the South in peace and turned his attention to securing the rest of Avalon. The captain led the South to independence, breaking all ties with Camelot. Under his rule, the Horns of the South flourished. Merchants, pilgrims, and adventurers returned to the roads, and prosperity once again reached the far corners of the land.
That's good.
One Eye ruled the South, with the Horns of the South at his side. Over time, the Dal Rita of the Fallen Swords rallied to his banner, forging a unified force. With the South secured, he stood in a strong position to launch future conquests across Avalon. Nianta left Kuanact with Yvain, and her fate remained unknown. Yet among the people she once served, tales of her devotion and courage endured, and her name was remembered with respect. Magot left Kuanact alongside Yvain, surprising many who had long considered him harmless and weak. His fate remained unknown, but in time, the people spoke proudly of the last druid, claiming him as one of their own. Urfre left Kuanact alongside Yvain, despite concerns about his age. His fate remained unknown, but the people admired him for finding purpose at the end of his life, and spoke of him with lasting respect. Ailey turned to the merchants for support, and for a time the hospital prospered. But when they began charging patients for care, she walked away and opened her own small practice, refusing to serve profit over healing. Ingrid turned away from the eternal sleep, choosing life over dreams. In time, she began to rebuild the Thoid among the living, planting the first seeds of a new future for her scattered people. Under Strana's leadership, the Ulfra found new strength. He rebuilt the tribe and reunited them with the rest of the Dal Rita, restoring their place among the tribes of the Forlorn Swords. You accepted the mycelium's offer and let the spores consume Sagramor's body. Now the kingdom lies under fungal control.
Sure.
Its people connected, obedient, and slowly fading into the roots that feed the spores. After returning to Camelot, Killian lived quietly for a time. When he vanished, few asked questions. Unsettling rumors had always followed him, and most preferred not to remember.
Well, damn, that's it, guys. That was decent, right? Not a very not a very climactic last boss fight, but you know, it is what it is. GG indeed. Yeah, that wasn't bad. I mean, it could have been better though. It wasn't great. It was, again, like it could have gone a lot better. They definitely could have done a way better job with the final act. So, based on the decisions you made throughout the game, all those scenes that were explained would have been different. I wonder what would have happened though if I let's see. What happens? What happens if I let's see what happens here. Let's see if I choose. Let's choose a different ending. It's a good thing it's saved right here. Let's see. I want to follow Orin.
Then the idea shall endure, unquestioned, repeated, secured by return.
I begged you not to do this. I begged you.
No, I won't let this happen. Not again.
We fight another guy?
Through your sacrifice, the king returned, entire, unbroken, and ready to reclaim his throne. You held faith that Avalon's fate still turned with him, that one last rising could bring balance to the broken land. Now he rules again, and the world bends to the weight of your choice, for salvation or for ruin. You gave everything to restore the king, and your journey ended with his return. Closing your eyes upon the sight of Arthur's triumph, you felt no regret, only the certainty that your final choice had been the right one. With One Eye and Captain Brandon working side by side, the South found a peace it hadn't known in years. The roads stayed open, the fields were guarded, and the people finally
Does all of this
felt
stay the
safe.
same, I wonder?
No longer
or do
bound
some
to
of these
Camelot
change?
or the Knights of the Round Table, it became a land ruled by its own people on its own terms. Because of you, the men here remained and the Kuanact endured, not just as a place, but as a legacy of quiet defiance and hope. Lord Yvain was remembered as a hero who gathered the wise and set out in search of the Grail, while Kuanact stood as a peaceful haven amid the weirdness. You awakened the giants, and with them at their side, the Dal Rita conquered Camelot. As the capital fell, the customs of the tribes spread across Avalon. Not everyone welcomed them, but the change had already taken root. Feargas was named the new
So far, it's all the same.
With One Eye and Brendan backed by the Dal Rita, the Forlorn Swords, he saw that the South's alliance was strong enough to stand on its own. He urged Camelot to leave the South in peace and turned his attention to securing the rest of Avalon. The captain led the South to independence, breaking all ties with Camelot. Under his rule, the Horns of the South flourished. Merchants, pilgrims, and adventurers returned to the roads, and prosperity once again reached the far corners of the land. One Eye ruled the South, with the Horns of the South at his side. Over time, the Dal Rita of the Fallen Swords rallied to his banner, forging a unified force. With the South secured, he stood in a strong position to launch future conquests across Avalon. Nianta left Kuanact with Yvain, and her fate remained unknown. Yet among the people she once served, tales of her devotion and courage endured, and her name was remembered with respect. Maggot left Kuanact alongside Yvain, surprising many who had long considered him harmless and weak. His fate remained unknown, but in time, the people spoke proudly of the last druid, claiming him as one of their own. Urfra left Kuanact alongside Yvain, despite Ailey turned to the merchant. Ingui turned away. You accept after returning to Cap.
Okay, so all of that stays the same, regardless of what choice you make. Let's see what happens when we I wonder what happens when we when we choose Caradoc's ending. I mean, obviously, if we choose Caradoc's ending, that means we don't fight Caradoc. That means we probably have to fight Arthur right off the bat.
I do now. Then, but the soul is not yet yours to give. First, it must be purified of what still speaks through it.
Thank you. But promise me, You will win this fight, my friend.
After everything you've seen, you signed with Caradoc. Then all the suffering, all the pain, meant nothing. Avalon will be reborn. Perfect this time.
You brought down the cycle with steady hands and no promise of glory. You did not claim the throne. You buried it. There is no king now. Only the truth you made and the path others may follow. You had no answers, only scars and the will to keep walking. And sometimes that was enough to keep others going too. With One Eye and Captain Brandon working side by side, the Feargas was named the Nianta left Kuanak. Ailey turned to the merchants
Oh,
for
it's
support.
skipped. It's
And for
skipping a
time,
few of the
hospital
stuff.
prospered. But when they began charging, Ingrid turned away from the... You accepted the mycelium's offer and let the spores consume Sagramor's body.
Oh,
Now
it
the
skipped.
kingdom lies
So
under
siding with
fungal control.
Caradoc, it skipped
Its
all of the
people
stuff about the
connected,
Dariad and the
obedient,
giants.
and slowly fading
They never got
into
to
the
conquer
roots
Camelot.
that feed the spores. After returning to Camelot, Killian lived quietly for it.
Interesting. Let's see what happens if we pick someone specifically. Someone who's not me. Let's see what happens if we pick Maggot to be the king. Thinking about someone else. Let's pick Maggot.
He would break the seal and flee. His hope lies not in healing Avalon, but in leaving it behind.
Brandon.
He would trade crowns for contracts. A world ruled by law, not lineage. Prosperous, but unanchored.
Niante.
She would lead through care and quiet faith. Reverence would rise, but so would the silence around it.
Ifru.
He would build a world with no kings. Work would shape worth, but power does not disappear. It adapts.
Yvain.
He would rule through law, not command. He would listen, if he understands.
One Eye.
He would dissolve the old and raise the tribes. A new law, written in old blood. He would shift the center. Unity, if the mountain holds. Then the idea shall develop, its shape intact, its path redirected. But the soul is not yet yours to give. First, You have to
Give it to Maggot.
silence to what
If this is what you want, then so be it. Take the soul, my friend. But I hope you're sure of the person you want to put this burden onto.
No.
You think I endured? I made this, and now you think no. I.
Wait, what? Oh, dude. We just want to see what happens if Maggot takes over.
carried a then
Give the throne to Maggot. It belongs to Maggot.
you gave the soul to another, not to escape its weight, but because you believed they could carry it. One person, chosen by you, to bear the burden and to shape what comes next. Whatever future rises from their rule will bear your seal, for it was your will that set it in motion. Without the power of Arthur to sustain you, your body fell back into the endless rot of the Red Death.
Oh, damn. Okay.
With only a few weeks of life remaining, you withdrew into isolation, finding a quiet place from which to watch the kingdom you had helped forge anew. You entrusted Arthur's soul to Maggot, a druid who no longer believed Avalon could be saved. With the fleet sealed by Merlin's spell, he devoted himself to breaking it, determined to free the ships and lead those willing back to the homelands. With One Eye and Captain Brandon working side by side, the South found a... Feargas was named. Nianta left Kuanakt with... Ailey turned to the merchants for support. Ingui turned... You accept... After returning to Cam...
So that's Maggot's ending. Let's see what happens if we give it to One Eye. Yeah, it seems like that cutscene before it leads to the specific events of what happens to each NPC. It might be the same, but then there's like a short portion that kind of explains what happens to that person that you choose. Give this all someone. Let's give it to One Eye.
Then the idea shall develop. It for this.
If
Oh shit. Oh damn. I got tripped up by the skeleton. This will probably be my last one. Let's see what happens to One Eye, because he looks like his ending looks like it'll probably be the most brutal one for Avalon. I have a feeling he's gonna rule with an iron fist.
if
Let's see here.
You think
You gave the soul to another. not to escape its weight, but because you believed they could carry it.
So this portion is
One
the same
person,
regardless of who you choose.
chosen by
But
you
the one after
to
this,
bear the burden and to shape
the one after
what
this is
comes
different.
next. Whatever future rises from their rule will bear your seal, for it was your will that set it in motion. Without the power of Arthur to sustain you, your body fell back into the endless rot of the Red Death. With only a few weeks of life remaining, you withdrew into isolation, finding a quiet place from which to watch the kingdom you had helped forge anew. You entrusted Arthur's soul to One Eye, who dissolved the Round Table and unified Avalon under the laws of the Dal Rita. For the tribes, it was long overdue recognition. For the capital, a difficult adjustment. Order returned, but not without cost. With One Eye and Captain Brandon working side, Feargas was Nianta left to enact with Eve. Ailey turned. Ingui turned away. You accepted after returning.
All right, guys. I think that's it for the that's it for Tainted Grail. Not a bad game. Again, rough around the edges, but you know, could have been better. I've said that multiple times now, but yeah, that's how I feel about it. Hopefully they improve upon the game on like, especially around Act 2 to 3. I think they could definitely improve a lot on that part of the game. Bugs, felt rushed. The world map on Acts 2 and 3 definitely needs more world content. But yeah, decent game. If you're a fan of the Elder Scrolls game, I definitely recommend it. It's worth the $40, I'd say. To be honest though, I'd probably hold off on it. I kind of take that back. I think I'd hold off on it, and I'd probably wait until it's on sale, maybe. I'd wait until if you're unsure, if you're a big fan of the Elder Scrolls games, I'd definitely recommend this game. But if you're still unsure, if you've never played any of the Elder Scrolls games, I'd probably hold off on this game and play an Elder Scrolls game first. Mainly because the combat for this game is a bit more punishing compared to Elder Scrolls. But yeah. But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'll be back tomorrow, same time. Squishy, thanks for watching, man. Always do appreciate it. But yeah, guys, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm unsure what game to play tomorrow, honestly, because I'll look through my library. I'm definitely gonna tweet out tomorrow and announce what game I'm gonna be playing. Probably gonna be a new playthrough tomorrow, or maybe I'll be redoing a prior playthrough, because I've still got to finish a couple of games that I've yet to finish. Like there's a Mandragora game, that Metroidvania game I've never finished yet. Of course, there's Monster Hunter Wild, which I've barely started. There's also the Oblivion Remastered. So, yeah, we'll see. Anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed the stream, hit that like, follow, comment. If you're on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe. If you're on Kick, I'm just a few days old in Kick, so yeah, if you're watching on Kick, follow me there as well, guys. Would really appreciate it. All that said, follow me on X as well. Link is in the descriptions. Get notified whenever I go live. But yeah, guys, have a good night. See you all tomorrow. Take it easy. Peace out. Later, chat.